Who's going to work the jobs? Oh, I know. About 10, 15 years, black people, that'll be the only jobs we can get because they don't got to hire us no more, Barzal. They don't have to put us in college and get it, give us the college scholarship just because you're black. They don't got to hire you just because they ain't got to house you no more, just because you're black. So you're going to have to get out in the field and pick oranges, man. That'll be the only jobs left. That's crazy. Now, how is it that the man who's in power and the man who's getting abused by the ones in power, how do we all believe the same damn thing? How does Donald Trump say it's a Christian country and your mom go to church and say she's a Christian? And one is against the other one. But what's crazy is how is it that the one on the bottom still believes the same thing as the one on the top? Read it again, Barzal.
God. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
And there it is right there. That's how you get a church full of black people that lets in an oppressor who is of the race of people that physically beat them, physically abuse them. And he's able to step foot in the church and do what? You walk outside their house, you are the same flesh and blood. But you ain't from the same principality that they love, that they believe in. The race of the power of the darkness, he's pushing something in his principles that is making everybody love him, even the ones that he abused. And is also making everybody dislike a certain people, even if they're of the same race of people that is being disliked. So I see you, I say, I don't like him. He dark skinned, I'm light skinned. No, I can't get down with our body. He's too smart for me. I dropped out of school. He do the thing. Oh no, I can't get down. People like a Bond. He got a good job. I can't mess with that. I'm from the hood. You a cop. I'm a criminal. I can't deal with you. Hey, Mr. Whiteman, how you doing, Mr. Jeff? How was your day, Mr. Jeff? Oh, hold on, Mr. Jeff. Who this right here? To our own people. How it's crazy. How did we get to this point? It's from the power and the principles that this specific power is pushing. The principles of darkness, man. And now let's get into John 3:16. This is what is being pushed. The water bars are not. Now let's have more. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's what it is. It's a spiritual wickedness. You know how? Because it's one place that the mass shooter goes, that your grandma goes also. How did he know where to go to step foot into that one place to abuse those people that his forefathers abused? It was the perfect place to go. It was the place where he would be definitely treated like part of the principle of darkness that they're being taught in that place, and that was a church. The same way you got Hispanics that say, build that wall. These are other Hispanics that are illegal. They stealing our jobs. They're making it hard for us. Somebody brought something out. It was Commander General Hammond. Good night. He said they know who the cartel is. Is a such thing as the CIA. They know who the cartel is. So what are you blaming the people? Why are you going to people's jobs and getting them off of their job and going to elementary schools for illegal immigrants and your so-called cartel workers? That don't even make sense. And yet and still, he's going to the school of the same people that voted for him so he can do exactly what he's doing. So he can go to the school and grab their children. Like that has to be a powerful principle of darkness to make me say, yeah, get me out of here. Like that's in essence what you're doing. I say, look, I'm voting for Barzal and I'm voting for you. I'm voting for y'all too, because I believe that You need to build that wall and keep people like me out of here because they shouldn't be here. They didn't do what I did to get here. Oh, you coming to get my kids and me? Oh, damn, I didn't expect it. Because that's a powerful evil principle that a lot of people is under. And let's get a little bit into it. Let's go into John 3:16. Let's start there. Who got John 3:16?
Okay. This is the book of John, 3, verse 16.
Go ahead.
For God so loved the world.
For what?
For God so loved the world.
For God.
Let's get it on. I'll answer your questions, solve your problems for you. We're ready to rock. We'll go over the things that you need to go over this week to battle demons and to save the lives of the people who are in danger on this planet. And that's blacks, Hispanics, and so-called North American Indians. You die. If you have any questions, I'll take them now.
This is from Officer Kassar Bakad. He says, Shalom, General. If I may have a breakdown of this verse in Malachi chapter 3 and verse 5. He's asking, can it be used for speaking against America and its immigration policies?
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 5. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling and his wages.
Oh yeah, that's a good precept. Excellent precept for immigration, for the immigration policies of America, for the abuse that America gives to people that are the reason for its very survival. America does not appreciate kindness at all. They don't appreciate care at all. They don't appreciate love or hospitality at all. And this is a perfect precept to highlight that. Well done. Anything else?
This is from Michael Wilson. He said, Shalom, General, if I may, and I have a breakdown of Isaiah 63 in verse 3.
Do we have any refreshments back here? Can someone grab it for me, please? I appreciate it. Go ahead. Please. He just wants a general breakdown of this. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63 and verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury.
Yeah, well, this is Jesus Christ speaking, right? This is Revelations. Isaiah. This Jesus Christ uses this precept also in the book of Revelations when he says, I have trodden the winepress alone, meaning he did this work and none of your leaders were with him. None of them helped him. He did it alone. So imagine a man, the metaphor, I appreciate it, word. The metaphor is a brother out there making wine. So he's stepping on grapes. They did that at one time. Trodden is what the term is what that term means. Trodden means to step on or to walk on. So a long time ago, that's how they made wine. Someone literally got inside the barrel and began to crush the grapes with their feet. And then there was a hole at the bottom of the barrel and all of the juice would flow out. And then they would get that and then ferment that and make wine. So he's using that metaphor for working by himself. What does working by himself mean? Means the people were against him. The people thought he was in a cult. The people thought he was crazy. The people thought that he was someone that should be avoided. The women said, I'll never marry a man who believes in what he believes. Your mother said, that's the Israelite group I hate. Everyone was against him. So he walked that wine press down, brother, on his own. Why? For what reason? Read from by myself.
I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger.
For I will what?
For I will tread them in my anger.
For I will tread them in my anger. That's him speaking for the Most High God. He did that work alone. And the Most High God is going to destroy them, step on them the same way a brother steps on grapes to make wine. He did it alone. You didn't believe him, no problem. No sweat. You didn't want to follow his statutes and commandments. His prophets you killed. No sweat. Well, I'm going to do this work alone. And in my anger, I'm going to step on you. I'm going to step on you and bleed you like a grape. That's the breakdown. That's the point. Everyone understands. If there's more, please read it.
Of God. And trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Ooh-wee. That's the metaphor. The metaphor is if you're in that wine press and you're stepping on grapes, of course, your garments get red. Your garments get soaking wet. And the Most High God is saying he's going to get soaking wet, brother. He's going to be wet. No problem. You didn't want to join him. You preferred the Babylonians, the Philistines. You idiots prefer Donald Trump. I know. He's rich. Anybody that's rich, of course, they're your hero. They're on your Mount Rushmore of your heroes. Jay-Z, Donald Trump. Who else is up there? I guess Tupac and Biggie, I guess. I don't know. Whoever you believe is rich and successful and living out your childhood, boyhood dream. Yeah, well, the Most High God said no problem. The prophets of God did it alone. The Most High God is going to get wet, brother. I pray you understand. Is there anything else?
Sir. This is from Yakawam. It says, Shalom, Yahweh Shem HaShem. I thought, General, if I could, with your grace, Bubba Pashal, can I get a breakdown of Revelation 17 and 16? Is the fire famine and plagues, or is it literal warfare?
Well, wait, let's hear it, please.
This is the book of Revelation, 17 and verse, you said 16, sir? And verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Let me tell you, this is biblical prophecy that you are beginning to see right now. If you ever wondered why the Israelite School of UPK does not care about voting or politics, it's because we understand that ruling the world does not come from the voting booth, but it comes from the Lord our God. The Most High God decides who runs the world. And what you're going to see right now is the fulfillment of this prophecy. The 10 horns are going to fight the whore. Who's the whore? The whore that sits upon many waters. The whore that decides whether or not Palestine becomes a resort or Palestine gets to go to the people that control it. The whore that decides who controls every island on this planet. The whore that sits upon many waters. That whore is America. The 10 horns shall fight the whore. What's the 10 horns? The 10 horns are the European countries that rose up out of the head that at one time was the Roman Empire. Our oppressor is going to fight each other. They're going to destroy each other. You see what happened with Luigi. I pray you understand. Our oppressor will fight each other, destroy each other. Our problem is we believe that we have to join one side. We believe that our salvation is in picking the winning team between the Democrats or the Republicans, when our salvation is in the service of the Lord our God. We're the city that sits upon a hill. We're the shining city that every other nation on this planet Earth will look up to. But the problem is we don't want to be that place that leads the planet Earth. We want to follow who's ever in charge at the time. And that is not our fate. That's not something that we can do. Our oppressor is going to fight each other. And it's right here. This is future prophecy. You're seeing it happen right now. Before you know it, the Pentagon will fight the State Department. And the State Department will fight give me another department, the Justice Department. They'll all just fight each other and destroy each other. Elon Musk this week sent a letter to, I think, 2 million government workers. Am I exaggerating? I am not. Telling them that by the end of, I think, tonight, they had to say what they have been doing for the last 5 days. That's what he said. He said, show me what you've been doing for the last 5 days. And if you do not respond to this email, I will expect your non-response as a resignation letter. Now, he sent this to 2 million people. Now, he sent this to people who are in the Pentagon. Well, the Pentagon already has a devil who's in charge of them. The Justice Department already has an oppressor who's in charge of them. These other departments already have white people who think they run that department, but they don't. They're going to have to fight Elon to run that department. So white people will begin to fight one another. They'll begin to destroy each other. This has always happened in history, young brothers, always. Meanwhile, what are you doing? Trying to, join, pick a side. But meanwhile, you are the shining city on a hill. You're the city that everyone else will look up to. Everyone understands. Is there more here? Who are there? Next.
No, sir. This is from Koshah Bon Yehoiada. Says, Salaki General, can you break down Ecclesiasticus chapter 27 and verses 16 to 18?
Absolutely, no problem. Just a general breakdown, I'm assuming, right?
Go.
Are you ready?
Oh, God. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 16 and verse 18. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens, the deep and the earth, and all therein is, shall be moved when he shall visit.
You probably need one more verse above it. Go ahead.
You want 16.
Okay.
Or you want 16. Come.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 16, verse 16.
27 and 16.
27. Yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 27, and verse 16. Whoso discovereth secrets loseth his credit.
One more time, please.
Whoso discovereth secrets loseth his credit.
I better catch it. Let me read it along with you. All right, where you at?
Okay. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 27, and verse 16.
Ecclesiasticus 27
and verse 16.
And 16. All right, stand by 1 second. Second. I'm trying to tell you where you're going to start up from. All right, stand by. Okay, we'll start up at let's start at 14. No, I'm sorry. Let's start at 12. All right. So that I can just when you read the books like Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus, Wisdom of Solomon, the Proverbs, these books, this is about wisdom. What is wisdom in a nutshell? Wisdom is the practical way that you should live your life to achieve all of your goals that can only be achieved through having the wisdom of God. So many of you in times past, you went to choose a woman based on your preference, usually based on some illness or sickness or molestation you had as a child or some childhood memory. That's why you pick, your mate. based on some childhood trauma, based on some sickness that you had or something you saw that you shouldn't have seen at a young age. You pick a job based on, whether or not they have a drug test. You pick your neighborhood just based on, where you're comfortable, the poverty that you are used to. That's how you choose your life. But in actuality, the Most High God put fathers in your life to give you understanding of how the world works, young brothers, young sisters, because they live in it and have lived in it for so long and have attempted to do the things that you are failing at doing right now. Well, those brothers wrote books, and the Most High God kept them together in the Bible. You understand? They wrote the book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus. That word ecclesiast means the rulers or the religious leaders. That's the ecclesiastical or the Ecclesiastes, meaning these men who are leaders in Israel, who are old men and who have attained wisdom that they pass on to young brothers and sisters. Everyone understands. So now we're going to read some of that wisdom right now. Please, ven out your vest, please. Go ahead.
God, this book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 27, and verse 12. If thou be among the indiscreet.
If thou be among the what?
Indiscreet.
Among the what?
Indiscreet.
What does it mean to be indiscreet? What does it mean to be discreet? Who knows? You can always look up everything in your phone. You got all knowledge in your phone. You can always ask your phone anything and it'll tell you. What does discreet mean? I'll give you a few definitions. To be discreet, you have it, Moran? Okay. To be discreet means that it's good judgment. Discretion. Discretion means you have good judgment. There's another sense of the word that means that you're a private person. You're not a person that lacks shame. You have shame, you have dignity, you're private. Those two things, the definitions are very similar. You're wise, you know how to make decisions, and also you have some dignity and privacy. You wouldn't walk down the street with your whole behind out if you're a woman. That would be indiscreet. If you're a man and brothers and sisters trust you with things, you wouldn't squander it and shame them and embarrass them. Everyone understands, right? That's discretion. But if you are with them that are indiscreet, go ahead.
Observe the time.
Watch the time. Keep going.
But be continually among men of understanding.
So do you understand that? If you're among indiscreet people, you know what you got to be doing? You got to be like, oh boy, I got to get up in the morning. You got to be looking at your pocket watch. You understand? So you with them, they're indiscreet, which means you cannot relax around them. You cannot be comfortable around them. As you're with them, you're pulling out your pocket watch. You're like, how much longer do I have to be here? Let me see. What time is it? Because I'm looking at the time. I'm watching the clock. I'm looking at the sundial because I got to get the hell out of here before the sun goes down. Because these brothers have poor judgment. These people I'm around right now can't be trusted. Why? They're indiscreet. They don't have shame. They don't have wisdom. But if you're around what?
Oh God. But be continually among men of understanding.
What you should do is be continually around men of understanding. Around men of understanding, you're not watching the clock. You're not watching the sundial. Because you're relaxed and you can always be around them. But you cannot spend your time leisurely around dishonorable men. If you have to be around them, look at the clock. Look at the clock on the wall. Look at your watch. Look at your phone. You're looking at it. I'm going to be here for an hour. All right. The clock is running. When the time is up, I'm getting the hell away from you. And why? Because you're not the kind of people that I should spend too much time around. Everyone understands. Keep going.
Verse 13. The discourse of fools is irksome.
The discourse. What is discourse? Discussion. The talk. The discourse of fools is what?
Irksome.
Is irksome. It irks your nerves. To hear fools talking, it vexes you. You hear them talking about sports, politics, which is the same thing. Politics and sports are the exact same thing. It's some game, you pick a team, you want your team to win, when really the teams work for each other. The teams are unified. They're together. You hate the Giants and the Giants hate the Eagles. Meanwhile, the owners of the Giants and the Eagles are in a league together called the NFL. And they share profits and share everything because they generate animosity for fans. But the owners are with each other. It's a game. And people get so excited about it and care about it like it means any goddamn thing at all. And if you have wisdom, it'll irk your nerves. That's an old term for vex you or make you angry. Keep going.
And their sport is the wantonness of sin.
I think I just broke that down for you. Everybody understands? And their sport is the what?
Is the wantonness of sin.
Is the wantonness of sin. That's the real game they play. The real game they play is just lusting after disobedience to God. That is all they care about. That is all the Democrats care about. The Republicans care about. The favorite sports team. The thing that the hip Drake and Kendrick Lamar. They're just two sinners who are just lusting after how they can break God's law more. And if you're a man of understanding, just hearing them talk can absolutely be a vexation. Continue.
Verse 14. The talk of him that sweareth much maketh the hair stand upright.
The talk of him that does what?
The talk of him that sweareth much maketh the hair stand upright.
Your hair standing upright is an old English term for like, this is just making me so angry. It makes my hair stand on edge. It's like, oh, my teeth set on edge and my hair stands upright. Like what we call today a Hebrew in the school. Like it's just, instead of your hair being locked down in braids, your hair is just up like a lion. Like, oh, this cat is driving me out of my goddamn mind. Why? Because he's what? Read that again.
The talk of him that sweareth much.
The talk of him that swears much. I swear on the dead homies. I gotta hear that all day on my phone. Whatever the hell that is. The dead homies. These dead homies. I mean, there's a lot of swearing on these dead cats. I mean, man, I've never heard that, I think, till a year ago. Now on my phone, I can't scroll fast enough. I scroll the minute I hear duh. I get rid of it. I don't want to hear on the dead homies, on the dead homies, on the dead homies. I think when I was your age, brothers always say on my mama. I think that's what they used to say. I swear on my mama. I swear on my mama. I swear on my kids. On the life of my kids. That nigga is lying like you don't understand. I mean, lying like he's standing before the Mount of Olives. I swear on the life of my kids. And the next word out of his mouth is a goddamn lie. Somebody that swears much, it'll just make your hair stand on edge with being vexed by hearing all of his lies. Because he's swearing every second about everything, on everything. I forgot the new one, on my hood. I forgot that one. I swear on my hood. I swear on my kids. I swear on my dead homies. I swear on my mom. I swear on my life. Though the Lord can take my life right now, I'm about to lie. And that's what happens all day. Well, if you got to hear that so much, it'll drive you out of your damn mind. Everybody understand? Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
And maketh the hair stand upright. Mm-hmm. And their brows make one stop his ears.
And their what?
And their brows make one stop his ears.
Let me read that word 1 second. Sorry, where are we at again?
At Ecclesiastes 27, verse 14, last line. 27.
Oh, brawl. You know what a brawl is? Fights. That's what a brawl. And their brawls make one stop the ears. Because what will this cat who's constantly swearing that he's telling the truth when he's lying, what will happen with him all day, all night? He gets in arguments all the time. That's why it says his brawls will make you want to stop your ears, because this is not a brawl with fists. This is a stupid argument because he or she is an idiot. Oh, like Donald Trump is just like this. Donald Trump has no discretion. He is stupid, and he is lying every time he breathes. I bet his snores are lies. that everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. And he's always standing up like, I'm telling you, this is true. This is true. And what happens, but because he lies so much, what is he getting all day? Constant arguments with everything and everybody. Come on, Marab.
So I brought this out before, but right on national TV, he was talking about something. He said, yeah, something. The reporter said, yeah, but you took that away and your senior person was poor. He said, oh, you did that? Oh, well, let's just bring it back.
He said, I mean, come on, man. That type of person, don't be that kind of person. Our oppressor, they love to let some old WWE wrestler rule the planet. But you can't be like that. You don't want to be the kind of cat who you have a problem with people because of your stupid mouth and all of your lies. And because of that, you can't get along with anyone. Drunks are like that. You've seen those in your life, or you one of those type of people. Where because you're always drunk, what are you doing all the time? Talking and talking and talking and arguing and talking and talking and arguing and shut up. Who in the hell wants to hear you all the time, all day? You get that, all right? The brawling is you're stopping your ears because it's an argument. It's a war of words. It's a fight with words, which is why you stop in your ears. His brawls make you stop your ears because you hear his fights. Continue.
Come, verse 15. The strife of the proud is bloodshed.
The what?
The strife of the proud is bloodshed.
The strife, the strife is like anger and war. The strife of the proud is bloodshed. Donald Trump is so proud. He's so proud, and because of that, he can't wait to hurt the Mexicans. He can't wait to hurt the Hispanics and the Haitians and the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negroes, because he's so proud. And he has to hurt someone to feel in charge. So he doesn't feel threatened. He needs to hurt someone. That you don't want to be that kind of person, right? Where you're so proud, and because you're so proud, you have to harm someone. And I give you a real life example that blacks and Hispanics do every day. And I give you the word. Let me give you the word that proud people constantly use. Don't disrespect me. That disrespect. Oh my God. How many people do you have to kill because they disrespect? You better respect me. Don't disrespect me. I respect you. Don't you disrespect me. I got to be respected. Who's disrespecting me? Every word out of your stupid mouth is respect. And you dumb idiot women, you do the same thing. You're in some marriage, or both of you are like two cats in a prison yard fighting over respect. He disrespected me. Well, you got to be respecting me. Well, you can't disrespect me and then expect me not to disrespect you. Well, I respected you, or you don't. Both of you are beneath contempt. Neither one of you deserve any kindness, let alone respect. That's a proud person who is just always fighting for someone to revere them, for someone to treat them with respect. People who fight for respect, I'm fine, Moria. People who fight to be respected always disrespect everyone else. You give me any person that is always fighting because they were disrespected, that person is disrespecting everyone else. Everybody understands. That's this precept. And now you have to harm people, because they're not respecting you enough. Continue.
And their revelings are grievous to the ear.
They're reveling. You know what reveling is? It's like riotous partying. They're just reveling. They're partying. You get tired of hearing it. Because whenever they're even having fun, they're boasting and bragging. If they're just having a good time, they're going to just talk about themselves and how great they are. That's why you idiots love spades. So you can sit at a spades table and be the greatest spades player in your project. Where in the hell is being good at spades getting you in life? Are you a national spades player? Are you making millions of dollars from your spades expertise? Are you going pro in spades? You're slamming the goddamn cards down on the table like you're dunking a basketball. Listen, you're the greatest spades player ever. Now, ask me for $5 so you can get home. You're the greatest spades player that has ever existed. Now, should I get you an Uber, or are you going to sleep outside in front of your wife's door? Everything, you're so great. You're just so wonderful. And your partying is just really more arguing about how great you are, about how amazing you are. You can't play basketball with your best friend without getting in a fight over, I guess, who's the best basketball player who can't jump today on this basketball court in the ghetto. You just have to be great in your mind. You die. Well, I'm from the tribe of Judah as well, you know. So I absolutely understand. Okay. Judites, you know, have it very bad when it comes to pride. When it comes to needing an artificial ego boost. And it's sad because if you are nothing in life, then you need to be something. So you're the basketball champion of the projects on 115th and Lenox. You know, that's what you are. You're the spades champion between the cousins in your family. So you have to find a thing that you can be great at, because really you're great at nothing. And that's just the truth of you. Everyone understands. Keep going.
Verse 16. Whoso destroyeth secrets loseth his credit.
Whoso what?
Whoso destroyeth secrets loseth his credit.
Let me catch you real fast. What verse are you in?
Ecclesiasticus 27 and 16. Sir.
Ecclesiasticus 27 and 16. 1 second. I got you. I see it. Read it again.
Whoso discovereth secrets loseth his credit, and shall never find friend to his mind.
What does it mean to discover a secret? Discover is like exposing. You understand? You know, like if I discover this element, or I discover this island, I make sure everyone knows about this island that I found. The same way they say Christopher Columbus discovered America, which is a lie. But what he did do is let everyone know about this island, this continent that he found. He went back to Europe and told everyone about this new land that he found. When you discover a secret, you're going to lose that friend. Why? Because you are using his shame and his pain, his embarrassment, to make yourself look good. And that is what so many of your best friends will do to you, especially over money and a girl. Especially over that, they're going to just tell your girl that you're cheating on her. They're going to have to do it. Your best buddy who you fight on the basketball court with. You know how your girl found out that you had another woman? He told her. That's what happened. He went and said, "It ain't right what you guys are doing to you." That's how they do it, you know. You get up and go to the bathroom. He go, "Man, your guy is a lucky brother, man. I wish I had a girl." "Oh, okay, well, you're going to find somebody. No problem." "Yeah, because, I mean, it ain't right what your guy are doing to you. You know, if I had a girl like you, I'd never cheat on her. Your guy, though, you know he got another girl. I be telling them, you know, you doing that girl wrong." You ever heard that, Mariah? You doing her wrong. Nigga, I'm going to do you wrong now. You're going to get done wrong in a hole in Delaware. So everybody, you know what I'm talking about because you live this, okay? He's not doing it, you know, he's not doing it to help you. He's doing it because your shame makes him feel like he's the best spades player or the best basketball player. The embarrassment he can do to you, the way he can hurt you and embarrass you because he knows something about you that other people do not know, so he can use it to make himself better than you. You understand? He can use it now when he goes and tells everyone about it, and he needs to do it so that he can feel better about himself because there's a hole in his heart from never achieving anything at all in life, and from not having a father, and from having a mother with an abusive mouth and who is overly critical. And so now he needs to belittle people to be big. You understand? That's this precept. All right. It's what you see in our oppressor every day. It's in him. It's not supposed to be in us. Don't you understand? We are the shining city upon a hill. We're supposed to teach white people how to be friends, how to have grace, how to be kind. We're supposed to show everyone else how civilized people behave. But instead, what do? Instead, we run to join them and we become animals like the people we worship. That's the breakdown on that precept, all right? Anything else? You die? You need me?
And shall never find friend to his mind.
A friend to his mind, meaning a friend that is like you. Meaning, when it says to his mind, it's Old English for like, he and I are in the same mind. We're in the same mind. Well, you're never going to have a friend to your mind because you belittle your friends to make yourself big. You shame them so that you can have glory in some small way in your miserable life. So you're not going to get a friend to your mind, a friend that's like you. You're not going to have that because you're a terrible friend. You know what people forget about who want friends? They forget to be friendly. They forget that part. You know, if you want some friends, you should probably learn how to be friendly. I pray you understand. Anything else? I think I answered the question, Udiah, or no? Did he want me to go all the way down? Am I at 18 yet?
No.
All right, let me know if I can do it, Udiah, if I have another one.
You got more questions too, sir.
All right, let me move on if I could, please. All right. Gracias. Go ahead.
Sir. This is a lengthy one.
All right. Udiah, just give it to me all straight up and down in public. I prefer it like that. I like my thing out in the open. If you don't mind, go ahead.
This is from Officer
Mm-hmm.
Just like y'all know.
Oh, I thought it was somebody in the world. My apologies. This is a brother in the school. I was assuming it was someone in the world. Okay, please come on. So like, you can keep reading up.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 27 and verse 17. Love thy friend and be faithful unto him. But if thou betrayest his secret, follow no more after him.
Or you can call me, but you decide.
For as a man hath destroyed his enemy.
Read that one more time. My apologies.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 27 verse 17.
Love thy friend.
There you go. Read that again.
Love thy friend.
Friendship, Ak. It's what this school is built on, brother. It's what Jesus Christ had. It's what he was able to do, man. He called his disciples friend. He said, you have called me master, and you're correct. But from here on, we are friends. That's what he said right before he went to go give his life for his friends. He said, now we're friends. You were my servants, and I was your master. But from here on out, I call you my friend. Friendship is the basis of the brotherhood that we have here in the Israelite School of UPK, because friendship was the basis of the relationship that Jesus Christ had with the disciples. Friendship, kindness, brotherhood, fidelity, to be able to be loyal to another brother, something that is so foreign in this evil world and something you cannot get from our oppressor. Our oppressor is radically disloyal. He cannot be loyal to America. He cannot be loyal to anything at all. But we are a shining city on a hill. We are supposed to teach this planet friendship, teach this planet how to be loyal. Continue.
And be faithful unto him.
And be what?
Faithful unto him.
You got a friend, I'll be faithful to that brother, man. Be faithful. Don't you understand? This is the basis on why in the Israelite School of UPK, we never leave the truth. Never. We would never become a traitor. Never lay down our swords. And for you traitors out there, you will never understand the love that we have one to another. We would never leave the truth because we cannot leave one another. We can't do that. We took an oath to God to stay with each other, to be with each other in the terrible times, and to enjoy the kingdom with each other when our reward gets here. And that we've taken an oath to do. That we're going to do. We're faithful to one another. And here you are in your life. You don't know how to take an oath or to keep your word. Your yea is not yea, and your nay is not nay. You know, when you say no, it's not really no. When you say I'll never leave the truth, you will. And when you say when you say yes, I will stay in the truth, no, you won't. Your yea is not yea, and your nay is not nay. You're just talking. And then here you go, you're marrying this broad. And what are you going to do with her? Never leave her. Yes, you will. I'm going to stay with her forever. No, you're not. You're not going to ever do anything that impedes on your emotions, that impedes on your will. You can't do it. In the Israelite school of UPK, Commanding General Yohana taught us to love a friend, to be faithful to him. Continue.
But if thou betrayest,
but if thou does what?
Betrayest his secrets.
There you go. Betray his what?
Secrets.
What does it mean to betray someone's secrets? Once again, I broke that down earlier. All you need to understand is earlier when we were talking about this proud person and his brawling and how he behaves and how you want to stop up your ears because he swears so much. This is not talking about an intervention where some brother is a drunk and you tell someone to get him help. Some brother has a serious addiction and you tell someone to get him help. That is not this context. This is the context of what we read earlier. You talk too effing much. You're so proud. You constantly want to argue. All you want to do is belittle people. And in doing so, you expose his secret because all you really want to do is embarrass him. You don't want to help him. You want to hurt him. And you're never going to get a friend because of how you are. Continue.
Follow no more after him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. For as a man hath destroyed his enemy, so hast thou lost the love of thy neighbor.
Yeah, just the same way if you went to your enemy and stabbed him and shot him because he was your enemy. By exposing this brother's secret to hurt him, to embarrass him as you argue with someone. Because you needed to argue with somebody. You needed to belittle him and mock him and shame him. And really, it's what you do for sport. You play like this. You understand? This is how you play, which is why earlier it said that their sport is sin. This is how you like to play. This is not the scenario of getting someone help. That's not this. This is I want to embarrass him because this is how I enjoy being with people, hurting them and laughing at them for my own aggrandizement, so I can make myself large. Everybody gets it, right? All right, go ahead. A lot of this, you went through this in high school, grade school. Someone teased you. You've been through that in your life with someone, you in grade school, you had a young, impressionable age. And when you're a child, you want friends. You want friends. And then lo and behold, somebody tells everybody you used to wet the bed. Listen, brother, listen, you're going to drugs. That's what's going to happen. You're going to crack cocaine after that eventually, because this nigga who you confided in went and said, nigga, that's why you wet the bed. Oh, listen, Mom, I'm leaving that school. I'm never going back to that school again. People drop out of high school over being bullied, which is what this topic is. This is bullying. That's what we're talking about. Someone that, that's why you wet the bed. That's why you ain't got no mother. That's why your father died. Nigga, that's why you told me that blah, 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 blah. You standing there looking at, oh my God. He said this, and it's always going to be in front of a girl. It's always going to be in front of some girl because he can't get a girl without hurting someone in front of her. He needs to do that. This is a scripture against bullying. Against bullying. You're not going to have friends if you bully your friends. And you cannot be in the Israelite school of UPK if you do not know how to be a friend. Everyone understands. Anything else? I believe that was it, all right? Go ahead.
This is from Officer Mahayaman. He said, Shalom, Lord Christ, sir. With your grace.
Please.
He said, why would the Lord choose brothers out of the world, you know what I mean, that, you know, are considered failures, that don't know how to choose the right woman, you know, that don't know how to, you know what I mean, uphold their household? Why would the Most High choose brothers like this instead of choosing decent brothers that are more qualified to do the work, that don't have, you know, other formalities?
Excellent question. I'll sum it up for you. I'll even more concise. But the brother is saying, why would the Most High, if he's going to choose prophets and priests of God, why would he go pick people who are flawed and broken and failures, as opposed to picking people who are successful and who are wise and educated? And I will answer your question. Because in weakness is my strength made perfect. The Most High God only wants broken men. That's all he wants. Because the Lord cannot get glory from someone who is already glorified. The Most High cannot get the credit from someone who has no flaws. But if he chooses men like me, who were broken and battered and came into this school in pieces, then he will receive the credit for any success that I get. This is a precept. This is in 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. All right. A long time ago, the Most High chose the perfect people. He told them. He went and told the people from the Hashmonean dynasty, the descendants of Judas Maccabee. Oh, they were a great powerhouse. Oh, they were so mighty. Their great-great-grandfather chased the Greeks out of Israel. And then they went and formed two religious sects called the Sadducee and Pharisee. And they were still perfect, still flawless. And the Most High God said, I bid them to my supper, and they all made excuses. So rather, go ye out into the highways and byways and find me the crippled, the maimed, and the weak. They will come to my supper if they are bidden. The weak will make time. They'll make time to come see God. But the proud people and the rich people, the people that are better than me, they don't have any time to serve God, so he has no time for them. Everyone understands. Any other questions?
Khan, sir. Khan. This is from Ayaz Zahab. He says, Salaki, my liege,
Please.
if I may, in my ignorance, I want to know if Satan will retain his job or be on vacation since righteousness will rule the kingdom.
I appreciate the question, the water. I'll take the chaser if I could. The water. And the water too is all right. Well, the Bible does not describe exactly what Satan will do in the kingdom. The Bible doesn't say what he will do. He's an angel, so I'm sure he will do whatever the Most High God wants him to do. However, in the kingdom, the Bible does also not say that there will be no temptation in the kingdom of heaven. It's a Christian myth that when Jesus Christ returns, the kingdom will just be a place where it is no temptation for sin. That's not true. The Bible says this, that give me the fathers, no more shall it be said that the fathers ate grapes, but the children's teeth were set on end. In the kingdom of heaven, it will be just like it is today, except the influences in your everyday life will not be influences to sin. The influences, the primary influences, will be influences to obey God. But that does not mean that you still won't find a way to disobey him, even in the kingdom. Even there, we know that the Bible says that there'll be people in the kingdom who are the least in the kingdom. Israelites who are the least, like John the Baptist, who will be lower than the least in the kingdom of heaven. And the Bible also says in the kingdom, every man pays for his own sins. Right now in this land, you're paying for your father's sins, for your grandfather's sins. So you're born into sin. You're born in the ghetto. You're born in a neighborhood where drugs where drugs are on every corner. You're born with childhood traumas that cause you to be more apt to do something against God. In the kingdom, you'll be born into a perfect place, a place where God's law is the law of the land. But there will still be temptations, and some people will fall to those temptations. but they won't be able to blame their grandfather. They won't be able to blame their father, but they will pay with their lives for their own sin. That's the difference between now and the kingdom, all right? So it is quite possible, more than likely biblically, the evidence in the Bible says that Satan will do exactly what he's doing now, but he'll just do it in a green tree as opposed to a dry tree. Satan will be in the kingdom while you have a castle on a hill with slaves and land and wives, and then he'll say, you know, you're a king. You should just have a wife. Why don't you have sex with one of your slave girls? You know, you are a king. You rule the continent, right? What did Solomon do while he was a king? Solomon had everything. David had everything, and they still sinned against God. So the biblical evidence says that Satan will just do exactly what he's doing now, but just do it in a better place. Everyone understands? All right. Anything else? Please. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
In those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten a sour grape, and the children's teeth are set on edge.
That's what we say to this day. We say to this day, we are the children of sinners, so we were born into captivity. Because we're born into captivity, we're on drugs. We commit all types of acts of transgression against God's law because we were born here with these other nations. Why? Because our fathers sinned. That's true. So now that's what life is about now, overcoming what your father put you into. But in the kingdom, that won't be what life is about. You'll be like David and Solomon, where you have everything you want, and yet you still will want to sin against God. Everyone understands. Keep going. I think it's a little more. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Verse 30. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity.
Come here, I'm sorry. Read it one more time.
Come. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity. Every man that eateth the sour grape, his teeth shall be set on edge.
But everyone will die for their own iniquity. So if you still sin, you're going to just die for it. Right? Your children won't pay, but you will pay. And that's how the kingdom will be. People are going to die in the kingdom of heaven, brother. God's law will still be in effect. You're still going to have a penis in the kingdom of heaven, won't you? I hope. Hell, you're going to have a stomach, right? You're going to have eyes that want in the kingdom of heaven. In the kingdom of heaven, you're going to be in a body, which means you are still susceptible to temptation, just like David and Solomon were when they ruled the planet Earth. You'll be in a body, which means Satan will still have a job to do to make some king who's ruler over a vast land sin against the God that gave him that land. Satan has been successful at that in the past. Anything else? Gotcha. Anything else, please?
Sir, this is from Officer Warrior. He said, Shalom, General. If I make it a breakdown of Psalm 78 and 35, when it says God was the rock and high God the Redeemer, was this talking about Christ and the Most High, or was it just talking about the Most High?
All right, someone read it. Where we at?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 35.
Mm-hmm.
And they remember that God was their rock.
Psalm 78 and 35. All right, let me catch up with you real fast. All right, go ahead.
And they remember that God was their rock,
mm-hmm.
and the high God their redeemer.
Okay, this is only talking about the Most High. This is not two gods right here. God was our rock, and the high God our redeemer. Fuwada. Meaning he's the one that delivered us. This is not talking about Jesus Christ. This is talking about God. It's like reiterating it. It's like he's the Father, the heavenly Father. It's not two fathers. It's just the same Father, but it's me emphasizing, praising him for two different qualities. He's the Father, the only Father, the only God, the high God. It's the same God. It's not two gods. There are no such thing as two gods. All right. Anything else?
Sir.
There's, of course, precepts where it says that the Lord is our Redeemer. You can find those on your own, all right? Go ahead.
This is from Sister Deandra. She said, Shalom, Adawan.
Please.
What wisdom would you give to my son about having white friends? He's 13 and he has one at school that he's cool with. Watch.
Okay, this is the wisdom I would give your son. Never have a white friend, ever. When you go to school and you go to school with people of another nation, you should treat them the same way that I'm sure his mother treats white people on her job. If you work at a job, you're going to have to interact with white people because white people inevitably will own your job. If you're an Uber driver, you're going to have to drive white people around because they have all of the money. So if you're going to make any money at all, you're going to need to in some way find out how you can get that money from white people because they have the money and we have the labor. Everyone understands, right? They're not your friends. You have a professional relationship with white people. Professional. How do you treat someone professionally? The sister could answer this. You go to a slavery every day. What do you do when you see Jim when you walk through the front door? Do you smack him in his face? Do you shoulder shove him at the water cooler? Do you hit him, punch him in his stomach in the warehouse? What do you do? Hey, Jim, what's going on, Jim? How you doing? He says, hey, Yediah, what's going on? Hey, no problem, Jim. Jim, you got that paperwork for me? Hey, no sweat. Where you want me at today, Scott? No problem. Be professional with white people. You go to a job, you interact with white people. Your son goes to school, he interacts with white people. You and your son should give white people professional courtesy, right? You're not an animal. What are you? You are a shining city upon a hill. Teach the white people on your job how you can be full of courtesy, and you can be professional, and you can speak to them in a kind way, in a pleasant way, so that everyone on the workplace feels comfortable and it makes for a productive workplace. Your son goes to school. He sees little Jimmy. Hey, little Jimmy. Hey, white teacher. Hey, white principal. Here's my work. It's an A. Give me an A that I deserve, white principal, white teachers. Hey, white friends, look at the A's I have. White colleagues, white classmates. Your son should go to school and be professional with the white kids at school. But friendship, you save for people you love. Friendship is something special. I know in the world, friendship is a word that means nothing to most people. You think your friends are strangers you've never talked to. Somebody you text on Instagram, you call them your friend. It is not so in the house of God. A friend is deep. A friend matters. If someone is your friend, you know what that means, right? You have to be what? Faithful to him forever. You have to protect him. They're your friend. So if some white kid is your friend, you know what that means. You got to go die for that man. You can't let anyone harm him. He's your friend. Well, because friendship is such a deep bond, then you got to save that for people that have earned it. You got to save that for people who you are bonded with by blood, because if I call someone my friend, then I take on a responsibility for that person. You don't need to be friends with any other nation. Save that for the little black boy, little black girl in school who's being bullied every day by the white kids. Save your friendship for them. Why don't you go to that white kid and say, how you doing, Jimmy? Scott, if you could excuse me for a second, there's a little black girl over there who's crying because she's being bullied every day. I choose her to be my friend. That will be my friend. There's a little Mexican brother over there who's crying because his mother and father were deported. Excuse me, white classmates, if you could just move to the side for a second, respectfully, that little brother over there, I choose him for my hermano. That's my friend. That's the one I choose. Everyone understands, all right? Anything else? Mi hermano, mi amigo. Go ahead.
This is from Troy Smith. Shalom, General, if you don't mind me asking.
Please.
What was it like battling on the street when the Passion of Christ came out? Was it a big issue throughout it?
Yeah, the Passion of the Christ, brother, had black people, believing they were going there. They made pilgrimages to that goddamn movie. Do you know who Rakashiar is? Does he still exist? Rakashiar was this fake Israelite who left Commanding General Yohana's service and went and started some group called the GOCC. And they were all white, loved to baptize each other, to get down in some tub or some lake or river, some goddamn where. And he was in charge of the GOCC. And when the Passion of the Christ came out, brother, we would have to go on the street, and the GOCC members would come over to us and tell us how they were getting on buses. Rakashiar was taking them on buses, like pilgrimages, to go see Passion of the Christ, to go see a white man get his back beat and take all the misery and all of the sympathy from our king who actually took the beating. But he was too black to receive sympathy. And I mean, churches were taking buses there, and Israelite groups were. There was another group called GMS, who were just basically, vagrants who love prostitutes. And they were in that movie theater talking about that movie, brother, like it was a religious experience. Meanwhile, Commanding General Yohana, and the men that served him, I mean, we were blazing on them and battling them all the time. We were just no cowards, so you can just imagine what it was like. It was what you're doing today. That's how I was on the street when the Passion of the Christ came out. I was doing what you're doing today with Donald Trump. That's what I did. Everyone understands. Next. I got a video I sent Yediah. Well, Farrakhan loves Donald Trump. Louis Farrakhan loves him, supports him. Oh, I mean, he's just a coward. And I know he's an old man. Lord be with him. He didn't come up in the truth, so he didn't serve under Commanding General Yohana. So I know Farrakhan never really learned how to be courageous. He never learned that. So if you don't have courage, you'll just go cur under a bigger dog all the time. So Donald Trump, he's the big dog. So of course, Farrakhan says, I support him. Mr. Trump is doing wonderful work. He's doing everything wonder. I know you do. He's a bigger dog than you, so it's time to tuck your tail and to lick him wherever he wants you to lick him. But that is not so in the Israelite school of UPK. We were the same way then as you are today. Any other questions?
Go, sir. This is from Young Man Jermaine.
Please.
He says, I'm
sure about that.
He says, Salakia, General, can you break down Proverbs 26 and 45?
No problem, Maury.
What?
Go ahead.
This book, Proverbs 26, verse 4. Answer not a fool according to his folly.
Answer not a fool according to his folly. So he's a fool. He's a dummy. And so he's talking to you. Don't talk dumb back to him. That's what this means. So he's an idiot and he wants to battle with you over spades or over LeBron James or Drake or Kendrick Lamar or something for children. Don't argue with this idiot about this idiotic thing that he wants to pick a battle with you about. That's stupid. Don't answer him according to his foolishness. You understand? Don't do that. Well, he said that Philadelphia and North Philly rappers are the best rappers. Oh, no. South Philly rappers are the best rappers. And then someone's going to walk by you and hear you and go, I thought you were a man of God. I see you're just another idiot. I see you're just a dummy. He wants to argue with you. Well, I say that the rappers from the West Philly are the best. Okay, brother, you like whatever kind of rapper you want, young brother. You see what I just did? I'm not getting into a who's the best rapper talk with you. That's not something I can do. You got to go do that in lockup. When you down there in the roundhouse, argue with everybody about rap music. Get into a good heated battle with them. Fight with them all the time about art, which anyone can be the best based on what's in your own stupid head. I'm not going to have that talk with you. You have to have that with another fool. Everyone understands. That's the point. All right, go ahead.
Lest thou also be like unto him.
I think I just broke that down for you. All right. Go ahead.
This is from Shakaria Bangad.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Shalom, Lord Christ, General.
Please.
If I could, but for sure. Was Christ and his disciples students of the school of the prophets, or were they two different groups?
They were at two totally different times, but groups that were in the exact same spirit with each other. The sons of the prophets were around during the time of Jeremiah. So we're talking thousands of years apart. It's so long, or not 1,000, 600, some ridiculous number. America is 200 years old. So, I mean, if not 1,000 years, 100 years, but you want to look up, go in your Zondervan Bible Dictionary and look up contemporaries of the prophets. It'll just give you a timeline of what prophets lived at the same time with each other. Like Barak lived during the time of Jeremiah. They were together literally in the same camp. Isaiah, I forget who they were. They'll tell you. Hosea, they were together, meaning they were with each other, in class with each other, right? They lived at the same time, saw each other every day. We're in the same caves, hiding from Jezebel with each other, right? Men whose names you know now from being the names of books in the Bible. Jesus Christ was not around during that time. He was around hundreds of years afterwards. But of course, the prophets and the entire book is about Jesus Christ. Everything in the Old Testament is about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ fulfilled everything that the prophets said. The things that they wanted, he made it happen. So they were in the exact same spirit, but they weren't contemporaries. They lived hundreds of years apart from each other. Everybody understands. Anything else?
This is from Officer Canuck. Shalom, Lord Christ, my Lord. If I can get a general breakdown of Genesis 49:11.
Please.
Is this talking about Yahweh and Slavi, and why did Jacob bless Ephraim first?
Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, 49 and verse 11. Binding his fowl unto the vine, and his ass colt unto the choice vine.
This is the one? This is not the Ephraim one.
This is the Judah one too.
Okay, he wants this broken down as well. All right, this is speaking about the tribe of Judah and how the tribe of Judah likes to drink. It's I can describe this. There are, when you read the book of Genesis and you read the 12 tribes breakdown and Deuteronomy 33, they're telling you how these tribes are naturally. You know, it's something that's in your blood. Now, and many times, it's a thing that you have to fight because you're born like this. The white man today, in 2000, I think it came out in 2020, where they finally proved that alcoholism is a trait passed down to you in your blood. Well, here we are reading the book of Genesis, thousands of years ago, where they're telling you that the tribe of Judah likes to drink. They like to drink. It's something that's in their blood. In many cases, you're going to have to fight what is in your blood to serve God. But it's just, this is describing how you are. All right. The tribe of Judah likes to drink. Everybody gets it, right? When I say likes to drink, I'm of course talking about drinking too much. That's what I mean by like to drink. All right. Keep going.
This book of Genesis, 49 verse 11. Binding his fowl unto the vine.
Right. Binding his foal. A foal is a young horse. Right. And so the metaphor is I take my young horse and I tie it to a grapevine. That's just the Most High emphasizing how connected to drinking Judites are. They're connected to it. Keep going.
And his ass colt unto the choice vine.
And his ass's colt means his donkeys, the baby donkey. He'll bind his young donkey to the best vine, to the best wine, He likes to drink. It's in his blood. He has a special affinity for it. Keep going.
He washed his garments in wine.
Oh, it just keeps going. It just keeps emphasizing that he washes his clothes in wine. Keep going.
And his clothes in the blood of grapes.
You get that? That's all just emphasizing this cat really likes to have a drink. He's into it heavy. And if you're a Judite, you better know that about yourself. You better understand that, because if you don't understand it, you can allow it to destroy you. Keep going, because it also is a sin to be a drunk. It's in your blood, and if you allow yourself to go into it, to indulge in it, you could naturally destroy yourself and sin against God. But simply because you know that about yourself, you can watch for it. All right? Continue.
Verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
You get all this, right? His eyes will be red with wine. Jesus Christ was from the tribe of Judah, and he liked to drink. He was not a drunk. He was absolutely not a drunk because he never sinned. The Sadducee and Pharisee tried to accuse him of being a drunk. They were stinking liars. All right, keep going.
And his teeth white with milk.
Keep going.
I think that's it on that, sir.
This is not the he asked, let me just break it down for him, okay? Let me think, is this saying where what's the brother's name who was the father of the 12 tribes? Israel, Jacob took his sons to Isaac. He took Manasseh and Ephraim to Isaac, his father. Now, I can't recall, I might need you to read it because I think I'm missing something in my memory right above it. When he went and crossed over his hands. Manasseh was the elder brother. He was older than Ephraim. So Israel took his two sons to his father, their grandfather, hoping that he would bless them. Come on. Salakia. Say one more time. Joseph. Salakia. Joseph took Ephraim and Manasseh to Jacob. Salakia. Joseph, who was one of the 12 sons of Israel, he took his sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, to Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And he was hoping that his father Jacob would bless his two sons, right? When he got before Jacob, Joseph pushed Manasseh up front. He pushed him up front because he wanted Jacob to put his hand on Manasseh's head to make him the elder son, meaning to make him the one that would be in charge, to make him the ruler. So he pushed him up. When Joseph did that, the father switched because it wasn't up to Joseph who was going to receive this blessing. That's why he did it. Because Joseph pushed Manasseh front. Like, come on, bless him first. I choose this one. The grandfather said, but I choose this one, and switched. You understand? That's why, if you ask him why he did it, that's why he did it. That's why he did it, because he wanted this one to be in charge. But it was God's will that Ephraim would be in charge. And of course, later on, Ephraim became in charge of the northern kingdom when the kingdom of God split. And he was pivotal in that split. Everybody understands, all right? Next. That end it? Whenever you're ready. Go ahead.
This is from Princess Nazam. He said, if I made with your extraordinary wisdom, can I have a general breakdown of Proverbs 6 and 16 to 19?
Absolutely. I'm honored by your compliment, and I'll help you the best I can. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs 6, verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. Verse 17, a proud look.
Okay, so now I believe you know the topic, 6 things that God hates. The Christians will tell you that God doesn't hate. That's a lie. God hates traits and characteristics and behaviors, and God hates people too. That's in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. So right now we're discussing a trait, a characteristic, a personality type that God hates. What's the first one? Read it again.
A proud look.
God can't stand a proud look. Who in the hell do you think you are? Some proud look. You think you're something? God can't stand that. He hates that. A proud look. Who has a proud look? Donald Trump. He thinks he's Mussolini. He all the time. He just knows everything. I'm so and it makes you look more ignorant when you boast yourself to be something that you're clearly not. Right? When humility and kindness would make someone something. He can't stand someone that always looks so proud because they think there's something. He hates it. Keep going.
A lying tongue.
He can't stand that. All that lying you doing all the goddamn time. Who else lies? Donald Trump lies every second. His snores at night are lies. Everything. You act just like him, lying all the goddamn time, lying every day. You think the only way you can get a woman is to lie, don't you? You think lying is your key to you being a ladies' man. All of your goddamn lies. But meanwhile, there is nothing that makes a woman look down on you more than lying to her. Woof. If you want a woman just to put you into a box that says you're a piece of garbage, then you lie to her. Lying to a woman is so powerful a thing that filthies you in her mind. You think having another woman is the worst thing in the world. It's not. It's lying. That's the worst thing in the world. The Most High God hates a lying tongue. Keep going.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
Hands that shed innocent blood. Whose hands shed innocent blood? Donald Trump. Remember that brother that choked that brother out in New York? Donald Trump brought him down and made him a guest of honor at the Army-Navy football team. Right? Hands that shed innocent blood. The Lord can't stand that. He hates it. Keep going.
Verse 18. And heart that deviseth wicked imagination.
A heart, you sit down and just imagine how you're going to do something evil. How you're going to do something that's a sin. He hates that. Keep going.
Feet that be swift and running to mischief.
You're just quick to do something wrong. You don't think before you act. Whenever you hear about some mischief you can get involved in, you're the first one in the car. You run quickly to do it. You have no restraint, you disgusting, rutting hog. You just run out like a hog runs to a goddamn trough to go steal, to go lie, to go have illicit sex. You're disgusting. And God hates you and he hates your behavior. Continue.
Verse 19. A false witness that speaketh lies.
He can't stand that. You go and lie. You go and lie just to get yourself out of trouble. You're a rat. The IUIC are rats. Did I show you that? The IUIC are a bunch of rats. Disgusting rats. And that's what a rat does. Before he gets arrested, you know what he does? He goes and snitches on everybody else so that he doesn't go to jail for the crimes he commits. You purple rat. God can't stand that. Keep going.
And he that soweth discord among brethren.
He that does what?
And he that soweth discord among brethren.
You go and make two brothers hate each other. You go and cause some strife in the school so that these brothers don't love each other anymore. You sow discord in here, God hates you, man. God hates them. These brothers are in here in kindness and unity. But what do? Well, Yediah is doing this, and I don't agree with Yediah with this, and I don't agree with Commanding General Yohana. He shouldn't have did this. If you don't agree with something in here, that's no problem at all, as long as you never say a goddamn thing about it. That's all. You don't have to agree. You just have to never say that you don't agree. Shut your stupid mouth. Go to your job and tell them you don't agree with picking up them goddamn boxes and putting them on this pile as opposed to that pile. Go tell the man, who's the cat that runs Uber? Go tell her who's the cat that everybody works for now, the spaceships, Jeff Bezos. Say, Jeff, I don't agree with driving in this hot ass car all summer. You don't have to agree. You just got to get your stupid ass in that truck and drive it. That's all. Well, the UPK is no different. You don't have to agree with the judgments in here. Just don't ever say a effing word about it. You can have all of, here's the complaint department right here. Touch your mind here. This is where the complaint department is in the UPK. It's here in your stupid ass head. Keep it all in there. File it. I don't like what General Mahayaman said about that. I don't like the marriage council when he said my wife shouldn't be beat all day. I don't like when General Mahayaman called these women bitches over here because they black queens. I don't like this. I don't like, okay. File it away up here in the complaint department. The complaint department that's above your eyes. File it away, categorize it, and never say an effing word about it, ever. Everybody understands. Because we're going to love each other in here. We're not going to be divided by your complaints department. Just file it file it away. Send an email to the complaints department. Let me do it real fast. Done. Keep going. With that said, please pass the class over to Police Officer Mahayaman.
Rock.